I just came home to a gift and it said, welcome new neighbor. People that live around me are so nice. How cute is this little card? It says, may your home always be too small to hold all of your friends. If only they knew I was a cat mom of 2 kittens. Hi new neighbor, congratulations on your home sweet home. Welcome to the neighborhood. We're looking forward to meeting you. Please feel free to give us a knock anytime if you need anything. Congrats again. Literally so kind and thoughtful and unnecessary, and I haven't looked at what's in here yet. So we have a big thing of champagne. Now, your girl doesn't drink, but it's nice to have alcohol on hand so that when I'm entertaining and there are people that like, is this nice? Probably. Other thing in here, it's soy wax. It's a soy wax candle. I always get soy wax. They match my aesthetic. They probably know because I don't have blinds and they've seen me cleaning my house with just my bathrobe on, so they know my aesthetic. But this is so kind, so thoughtful. Like, I'm gonna get them a plant. Did you make it fall off to bed? You guys are mischievous. So I often get asked how people are like, oh, Emmie, like, how are you always so motivated to run? And here's the thing, you know, I love to run. I run every single day and I make it something that I love. I make it something that I enjoy. If you are in a scenario where you're forcing yourself to exercise and you're doing these crazy, insane HIIT workouts and going on runs even though you hate running, honey, if you hate running, then why are you running? We want to reframe our relationship with exercise as movement, as healthy movement that we enjoy, as opposed to exercise being some punishment, a method for weight loss. Exercise is like one of the worst methods for weight loss. The way to lose weight is through, I'm sitting here putting on my sneakers for my run. The way to lose weight is in the kitchen. I know that that saying makes people cringe. Apps are made in the kitchen, but it's true. My clients, I don't force my clients to do any exercise. If they're interested in exercise, I almost tense up a bit because I don't want them to think that exercise is a method for weight loss. Studies show that whether you exercise or not, you burn about the same calories no matter what. They did a study on this tribe. I believe it's called the Hadza tribe. And in the study, these people every single day, hi, you just want to snuggle. I know, you just want to snuggle. They did a study on the Hadza tribe, and these people they are basically exercising all day long. They're on their feet all day, they're moving. What they found was that the people in this tribe are burning the same amount of calories as people that aren't even moving. They're just sitting at their desk all day. The human body is unbelievable. It'll do anything to keep us at homeostasis. And what that means is that if we spend all of these calories, like I'm gonna go for a run right now, I'm gonna burn a bunch of calories on this run, but guess what? What my body is gonna do after the run is it's gonna turn down the amount of calories that I burn for the rest of the day, so that my body doesn't burn too many calories. It'll conserve those calories for the rest of the day through involuntary movement, so I won't be moving my arms as much when I talk. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna go run. All right, honeys, it is time for what we call a mini meal. So something so important to note is that just because this is one thing that's gonna be on my plate today, doesn't mean that this represents 1/3 of what I'm eating today. We can eat as many times per day as we want or as few times per day as we want. So this is just a little something to eat while I was filming. So I have my 2 different types of squash. I have coconut squash and I have delicata squash. I have sliced it up and put it on parchment paper. And yes, I do reuse my parchment paper. So I will use parchment paper 5 to 10 times until it's really run its course. I try to reduce my waste as much as possible, so I reuse my parchment paper. I have sliced it up and put it on the parchment paper at 450 for about 25 minutes, flipping it and checking on it. And then I am steaming up some veggies. So I've steamed up some zucchini and I've steamed up some frozen cauliflower in my microwave steamer. And then I just threw this all onto one plate. Again, this is what we call a mini meal. If you think that this looks delicious and it's, a main meal that you want to have to hold you over for a long, long time, then I would definitely suggest that you add in some rice or some quinoa, some sweet potatoes, some potatoes, an extra starch in there to bulk it up a little bit. Otherwise, this is a pretty, low calorie meal. This isn't gonna hold me over for a million years. I'll probably be eating again very soon after. Just a little something. If you are struggling with snacking and you're like, oh, I just need a little something, just make yourself a mini meal. So this was today's mini meal. Q&A time, my friends. Everybody loves a good Insta Q&A. Make sure you're following me at Healthy Emmie on Insta because I always put up these Q&A boxes. So let's do a little Q&A and let's get all cozy. I'll get my sweater on. Also, I wanted to mention that if you do want to work with me, you can go to healthyemmie.org/apply or just go to healthyemmie.org and then click the apply button so that you can apply to work with me and my team. But let's get to las preguntas. Está bien. How to get enough omega-3 and 6 without eating nuts, seeds, and avocado. So something that I use, I will go get mine. This is ground flaxseed. This is in the fridge because it can go rancid pretty quickly. So get some ground flaxseed and just a tablespoon a day got you covered. So I add ground flaxseed to my oats. You do want to make sure that it's ground. If you get full flaxseed that's not ground, then it's just going to go right through you and you won't absorb any of the nutrients in it. And this is a nutrition powerhouse. And so you want to get the ground one, or you can buy whole flax seeds, then you can grind them yourself in a coffee grinder. But I buy the ground, and then just put a tablespoon of this in your oats or like on your potatoes, I guess. But this has got you covered. How long would you think my taste buds would adjust to SOS veggies? So SOS being Slim on Starch, the name of the program. It takes about 21 to 30 days for neuroadaptation to occur. Neuroadaptation is short for neurological adaptation, which means the way that your brain talks to your taste buds. So your taste buds have a lifespan of about 3 weeks. That's a quote from Dr. Neil Barnard, which means that if you can just white knuckle it, just hold on for about 21 to 30 days, just say, you know what, I'm gonna use sheer determination. I'm going to do this and let's see what happens. It will be extremely rewarding and you'll get to the place where something like broccoli tastes sweet to you and something like zucchini tastes salty to you. It's just amazing how your brain can change when you change the food that you're eating. What you eat today, you crave tomorrow. Hi, Tiger. The foods that you eat are the foods that you crave. And so if you just continue to eat these foods, just say, you know what, I'm just gonna do this, and it is going to work. Within 21 to 30 days, you're gonna have a whole new set of taste buds, but just hold on, use determination, you will get there. It'll be a little bit weird at the beginning, it'll be a little bit uncomfortable, but the reward is just, it's priceless. What are my thoughts on tofu? I think that tofu can be incorporated appropriately. I would put it into the legume category and use it as a condiment. It's great if you are struggling with getting enough calcium in. There could be fortified calcium versions of tofu, and most tofu versions are fortified with calcium. I encouraged my mom to use it. She does have osteoporosis, and so to ensure that she's getting an adequate amount of calcium, yeah, we could rely on things like collard greens, kale, and bok choy. But to be completely honest, it was some CYA for me. I just felt better knowing that she will definitely get it in if she's incorporating tofu as a condiment. So I think that it can be appropriately incorporated. I do think that some people build too much of their plate off of the tofu. The tofu should be a condiment to your starch, your vegetables, not the main star of the show. So using it as a condiment, I think, is fine, honestly. It is highly processed, it is high in fat, but it's a condiment. It's not the main star of the show, so that should be fine. Why do I still feel hungry even though my belly is full? So our stomach is lined with nutrient receptors as well as stretch receptors. So what's going on there? You're telling me that your stretch receptors are satisfied, but your nutrient receptors are not satisfied, which means you're missing a key component when it comes to making your meals. Now, I can't give a generalized answer because I can't see what your plate looks like, but work with me, and when I see pictures of your plate, because when you work with me, you're taking pictures of your plates, and if you say, I feel physically full, but I don't feel satisfied, I don't have that satisfaction factor, I'll be able to look at your plate and identify what it is that is missing that you're able to fix within building your plate so that you do get that satisfaction factor. So what I would say is you're missing some key nutrients there. Your body is screaming for some nutrients, and your stretch receptors are also screaming because they're saying, I'm full, and then your nutrient receptors are saying, I'm not satisfied. Is it normal to be hungry 2 hours after a meal, or am I just not really hungry? It depends on how much you ate at that meal. Something that I always talk about is that we're very accustomed to believe that we can only eat 3 meals a day, and if you get hungry 2 hours after a meal, then there's something wrong with you. And that's not the case. It's just that the amount that you ate would keep you full for 2 hours. If you want to stay fuller longer, then eat more at that meal. If you are okay with eating more than 3 times a day, then you're okay with the amount that you ate, and then you eat again, and then you move on with your life. It's just a matter of finding what makes you feel the best. If you like to have these big cat meals and be super full until that next meal, or if you like to have smaller meals and eat more often. Totally personal preference based on your schedule, how you like to feel, how full you like to feel in your stomach, and what your lifestyle allows for. How do you ensure that you don't get injured because you run so much? Yes, so I am a runner. Come up here, bear. I am a runner, and in order to be able to run as much as I do, I run about 6 miles a day. I love to run. It is part of who I am. Recovery is super important. I do want to show you the massage gun that I use. I actually have a discount code, I believe. I'll link it right here. It's not an affiliate link, so I don't get any kickback from this, but I'm obsessed with this thing, so I wanted to be able to give you a discount code, but let me go grab it. Armed and Dangerous, baby. So I am obsessed with this thing. So this is what I do. Oh my gosh, I love this thing so much. So let's bring it back, and let me tell you why I'm so obsessed with this. Earlier this year, you may or may not remember, I had sciatica. I had sciatica earlier this year, and I could not run. I could not even walk. I literally could not walk. Walking was extremely painful. And so for it was about 2 or 3 weeks that I really couldn't do anything. I was a slug. And after that happened, I was like, that is never happening again. I'm about to become obsessed with recovery, because if I can't move my body, I'm not a happy gal. I love to be active, and even if it's not going for a run, the fact that I couldn't even walk, I had trouble even walking around the house. I was a complete slug. And so I said, this is not happening again. And so I got one of these massage guns, and every single night I use this massage gun on my back. I'll use it, there's one area of my back that's pretty tight. I use it on my butt, I'll use it in my groin, I use it on my hamstrings, I use it on my calves, and it's not rocket science. You just turn it on and you put it on the points where you feel that you need some release. So you can get it to go really fast, or you can get it to go slower. They also have all these different, caps that you can put on. So some of them are gonna be thicker. This one's pretty thin because I really did wanna get into my piriformis muscle was pretty tight, which is in your butt. And that's why I was getting this shooting pain in my butt, because my piriformis was pinched. It was all inflamed. It was awful. And so now that I have been using this, knock on wood, I have not had sciatica since when I had it earlier this year. So this has been my obsession. You can get your own right here. I'll link this in the down bar so that you can get one and you can use the discount code. Again, it's not an affiliate link. I'm not making money off this. I just want you honeys to be able to move without sciatica. So listen, the dollar store, it's kind of popping. Anything you could ever need, things that you did not even know that you needed, you need once you get into the dollar store. I am in the process of furnishing a healthy home, and I took a trip to the dollar store just to get what I thought were odds and ends. Boy, was I wrong. Let's get this started. I'm totally making this seem like it's gonna be way more exciting than it is, and I'm gonna hold up a plunger. So the dining room. In the dining room, I need a centerpiece for my big dining room table. So I should have something coming in the mail, which is like the dried grass that I'm gonna put inside some vases, but I needed some vases, or some vases, if you will. And I just could not believe it. So this giant glass vase, so I got this one, I got it in the large size, I got it in this size. So I'm going to take all of these three guys. I'm gonna put some dried grass inside each one of these. You know, it starts with a P. Pampas, I think that's what it's called, pampas grass. I also got some string, some wired jute cord. I got 3 of these. So I'm gonna take the glass, I'm gonna put this, and I'm gonna tie it around it. So this is gonna be on the outside of it. And then I'm gonna put the dried grass in it, and that is gonna be the centerpiece for my dining room table. It was what, in total? It was $3 for all of these, and then 3 of these for $3. So $6 for all of these vases with the rope tied around it. Honey, the grass was a little bit more expensive. But next I needed just some dish towels for the kitchen. So I got a bunch of these dish towels, and I was very impressed by the quality of these guys. Of course, I got white because everything is light, bright, and white. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these for, you guessed it, $5. Next, I saw these, and how pretty are these? I mean, they have the farmhouse look to them. Real glass, $1. You can't beat that with a stick. So these are the mugs that I'm going to be using for, drinking tea. Once again, $1, dishwasher safe, microwave safe. Next, I want my pantry, as you saw in one of my previous videos, I had like the bamboo glass jars. So I got these little containers for spices. So I'm gonna use these for spices. And it's nice because they actually have the lids on them. So 10 of them for $1, and I got 20 of them for $2. Got a little cat toy for my little guys. I left my gloves on the toilet top of a Dunkin' Donuts. So I needed new ones. And I got these, and these are the texting gloves. So they have the little thingies here so that you can text for when I go on my runs. A lint roller, now that I have cats. So is this glamorous? No. Is it necessary? Yes. Is it something that you don't want to ask the neighbors to borrow? Yeah. And finally, for the bathrooms, for each one of the bathrooms, I just need a little trash can. So these are gonna be the little trash cans for my 3 bathrooms. So I actually put this footage in one of my earlier vlogs, and I totally forgot to do a voiceover for it. So I just wanted to show you guys a way that you can make your sweet potatoes waste-free without tin foil. So I just put them on some Silpat, put a Pyrex bowl over it, and then baked it in the oven for an hour at 400, and then let it sit for 1 hour. So I just made these Hawaiian sweet potatoes for another vlog. I wanted to show how I made them. So go to HawaiiVeggieFarm.com with the discount code Emmie5 and get literally the best things on planet Earth. You put cinnamon on these babies. They are just, they are too good. Why are they so good? But seriously, if you haven't had these potatoes, what are you doing? And if you don't do it with cinnamon, I mean, you may as well just not have them.